What if the price of your next meal, your next paycheck, and even your country's future was decided not in your city, not in your neighborhood, but in a quiet office thousands of miles away? Tonight, we uncover the story of tariffs, policies written in silence, yet powerful enough to shake families, topple industries, and redraw alliances. This isn't just about economics. This is about power, politics, and the hidden battles that decide who wins and who pays the price. In Washington, the announcement is made, tariffs imposed. Cameras flash, politicians cheer, critics groan. But far from the microphones, in small towns and factories, the impact is immediate. A farmer stares at his crops, wondering if they will rot unsold. A factory worker looks at the clock, fearing the shift might be his last. Tariffs are numbers in press conferences, but in reality, they are stories of people, families balancing bills, businesses closing doors, and consumers asking why the price of groceries suddenly climbed overnight. So what exactly are tariffs? Think of them as a tax at the border, a tool governments use to protect, punish, or pressure. Imagine a volume knob, one that can silence an industry or turn up the heat on a foreign competitor. But like every powerful tool, tariffs come with consequences. Protect one industry, and you risk crushing another. Raise barriers today, and tomorrow your own exports could face retaliation. It's not a simple question of winners and losers. It's a chain reaction, a domino effect across factories, farms, and families. Consider the auto industry. A car built in America isn't just American, it's global. The steel may come from one country, the parts from another, assembled across borders before reaching the showroom. When tariffs hit, this delicate web shudders. Prices rise, jobs are threatened, and supply chains bend under pressure. Now imagine a farmer in Canada or the US shipping crops across the border. Suddenly, tariffs slam the door. Overnight, a thriving market becomes a dead end. These aren't statistics. These are livelihoods. Supporters call tariffs a strategy, a shield to protect local workers, a bargaining chip in the high-stakes game of international politics. They argue, why let others profit while our own industries struggle? But critics see something else. They call it a self-inflicted wound, a short-term applause line that risks long-term damage. They warn of higher prices, strained alliances, and industries pushed to the brink. And in this clash of views, ordinary people are left carrying the burden. Because tariffs don't exist in isolation. They ripple across oceans. One nation's decision sparks another's retaliation. Friends become rivals. Rivals become enemies. And allies, like the United States and Canada, suddenly find themselves standing on opposite sides of a trade battlefield. What begins as an economic measure quickly turns into a diplomatic standoff. And in a world where trust is currency, these moves cost far more than money. So the next time you hear the word tariff, don't think of it as a distant policy. Think of it as a hidden force, reaching quietly into your wallet, your job, and your future. Tariffs may start as headlines, but they end in homes, in families, in everyday lives. In the theater of global politics, they are the silent weapons, less visible than tanks or missiles, but just as powerful. And in this war of economics, there are no clean victories. Only costs, only consequences, and only one truth. In trade wars, everyone pays.